Don't get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Welcome.
Oh, whoa. Did we start?
Oh, I did it first.
Wow,
Look at
that's
that.
a first. Short film roundup
Wait,
first.
Short film roundup. Welcome to Short film roundup.
Is this short film roundup?
Yeah, are you ready?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
You seem a little
I
unprepared.
didn't know that's what we were doing.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why we come to this table.
thing we do.
Yeah. You see behind you? That eternal blackness.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Goes on
Yeah.
forever.
It goes
right?
on forever. This is the only thing that we have here.
I'm ready.
This is the only show on YouTube.
The only show on YouTube where
About
three cursed filmmakers review user-submitted short films.
Short
Yes,
films.
that's
Yes.
films by you, the filmmaking public. Short film roundup, the only show of its kind.
Kenny,
Google it; it's the only one.
if people over there in viewership land want to submit their film to us, how do they do so?
Devon, I am glad you asked me that because there happens to be a link in the description of this very video.
Really?
Yes, you could click on that link and go to a Google form.
Oh.
Fill out the form.
Yeah.
And you can send your short film to us.
Wow.
And we will do this exact same thing for your short film.
Why, if I was one of those viewers, I'd probably click like and subscribe.
You would definitely want to do that too.
Wow.
This is some really bad exposition.
Oh, this is great.
Really
Is
bad.
it a little on the nose?
It's a little obvious, a little subtle. The context is still in your head.
Let's try to have it more interpretive.
More subtle?
Yeah, how about
or
this?
more interpretive?
How's that?
Both of you are on the same wavelength there. Okay, so we're waiting for some
So wait, let me see.
payment mail.
Yeah, okay,
Payment
so you
mail.
can submit the short film.
Submit the short film,
to
subscribe.
us. That's good.
We'll review anything you send us as long
Wait.
as it's not a music video,
No music
vlog,
videos.
or mini series.
No vlogs.
Or ongoing series.
No
Ongoing.
mini series.
Taylor, look up. Hey. Always well timed.
You're lucky I didn't hit you in the eye.
I thought it was.
I see you saw it coming, didn't you?
What is this? We got a movie called What Jack Built by Matthew Mahler and submitted by the one, the only Timothy J. Cox.
TJC.
Who, in the last review we did, our previous episode 62, I was like, where's all the Timothy J. Cox leading man films where he's a starring role?
Yeah.
Bam, he's the only person in this movie.
You called for it.
I called
He
for it.
delivered.
I called for it.
Taylor called for it, and TJC delivered.
D called for it.
D called for it, I called for
TJC
it.
giveth, and he taketh away.
What did it bounce off of?
It was like a boomerang.
Boomerang.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
movie.
Yeah, so there's a movie. So how do they watch the movie?
How do they? There's a link.
The viewers here.
There's a link in the description.
The viewers
Just
right
click
here.
it. Watch it. First link in the description will be there.
You're not saying anything.
Where's the
I
viewer?
am. Click it. Watch it. It's in the description. Link.
Are they in
description.
there?
No, they're in here.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you see them?
Oh,
a
hey.
Okay.
Hey,
so
viewers.
there is a link in the description.
That's what I said.
And if you click it,
That's what I said.
then you watch the movie.
That's what I said.
And then come back, leave us a comment.
Okay.
Watch the movie.
We already cut.
We did?
We already did.
What the hell?
Watch
Watch the
cut.
movie.
Why aren't we back?
Watch the movie.
Kick the can. Kick the can.
We're back.
Whoa, we're back.
Kick the can. Taylor,
No, what's up?
this seems like a film right up your alley.
Right up your alley.
So it would seem.
Yeah.
So Taylor Schofield.
So tell people why it's not.
I was not a huge fan of this movie. I did not know what was happening the entire time, basically up till pretty much the very end.
But I think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
It definitely was on purpose.
But it left me not really caring about anything that we're watching him do. It left me not really caring about anything that was happening, even in the end. You know, we talked a little bit about this idea right after the film ended, that there are movies like this, Primer, kind of like this, but where the idea is you have this movie that It doesn't explain what it's doing, so that way when the reveal comes later on, it makes you go, oh, that's why he was doing all that. And it's a cool surprise. But the surprise here just kind of left me a little underwhelmed.
Well, there's not really a surprise at all.
I guess not. It's just like, oh, this is what he was doing the whole time.
That's what's weird about it, right? It comes up to reveal something.
There's just there's no real payoff.
Wrap.
And he's trying to trap something.
We don't know
whatever
why.
that something is. It breaks out, and then it's about to attack him when we cut to black. That's all we can infer. But boy, if we had dropped little pieces of information explaining why he would want to catch said something, or why the said something is so dangerous and might want to catch him, this would all be much more interesting.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're trying to go for here, where they have it just give the audience nothing, right?
Yeah.
Up until the end. Or sorry, my bad. That's not what I like about it. I thought that was interesting. What I like about it was that they gave us nothing at the end, that the reveal was nothing. And I kind of like that about it, except there was no context to make that nothing matter, So we didn't care about it.
Yes.
So when you're like, surprise, it was something that you don't get to see, and we're like, well, then why'd I watch the movie?
Yeah, we needed to learn more about this guy.
Yeah.
And we needed just a few whys as to why he's doing what he's doing. It was really hard to understand any of his performance without any kind of context to it. So, I mean, he kept bouncing around from being insane. There were times in his performance where he just looked like a total madman, especially doing some of these things that are just very stagey, like putting the keyboard down on the ground and then laying on the ground so he could look at it and smile. I mean, it's just
like, what's happening
I'm going
here?
to do this for the camera, so clearly, right?
Right.
But then when he shows up, he's so disheveled, his clothes at the beginning. He comes in and he's he's exploring and finding things, and he finds this chart, the plans for a trap, and he finds a cigar. It makes it all look like this is not his place.
I didn't get that at all.
I felt like he was an intruder because he sees the cigar and the clamp, and we do this rack focus to the cigar, and he's like, a cigar! Not like he's like, whoa, a cigar! It's like he's excited. And then he finds plans. He's like, ooh, what are these? It doesn't look like this is his domain. He looks like a vagrant who came in off the street.
That's really funny. Yeah, I didn't actually connect that, but that shot was weird to me also. When he goes over here and he looks at his cigar and he's like, oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like, hey, I found a cigar. He's like, score. It's what it looked like. So
that is funny.
So I never ever got a clue of who this person is or why we should care.
Yeah.
See, what's interesting is, I typically love movies like this that are kind of just very mysterious and leave the audience out of the loop.
Yeah.
Hermit comes to mind. But usually where those movies
ooh, that's a good comparison.
Pick up, right?
Yeah.
Movies like that should compensate. Not necessarily, they should compensate for the information they're not giving, right? By having either a extremely strong tone and atmosphere or some just really crazy creature or creative
Payoff.
thing, something that leaves your imagination to go wild on the thing,
Yeah.
For instance, in Hermit, which is a great film that you should go check out in our
one of our big
reviews.
award winners from last year.
Award winners. Spoilers for that. The payoff, is through this whole thing. You go through one character just like this, but you learn that there's something banging away at his attic when the whole movie is built up that he's completely alone and nobody's around. And it's very interesting and mysterious. Whereas this movie, I'm just left kind of bland or just left not really caring, I guess.
In the 3 to 5 minutes of non-dialogue exposition in Hermit, we actually get to know the character.
Yeah, there's
you begin
more there
to actually feel some emotion.
Yeah.
Because of of what you see him doing
That's
and
true.
going
Yeah.
through. Everything he does builds the character and the story.
Yeah.
Well, also the build up and payoff for that was him trying to get food, right?
Yeah.
Like he finally got some food at the very end, and it paid off. And then we have a bonus twist,
Yeah.
at the end.
That's true.
But there was so much going on in so many different directions that you just couldn't establish a pattern to make any sense out of, right?
Yeah.
So first I'm thinking, okay, he's in someone else's garage, and then I can tell he is extremely excited.
Right.
I still don't understand why he's so excited, but he's like looking at his own plans or someone else's plans. I don't know, but he is giddy when he looks at those. He's like, ha ha ha,
Right. It's funny because I did get that mad scientist kind of feel where he's like just this crazy guy who's going to build this amazing thing that's all in his head and in the plans. I never got the impression that this was someone else's place. I felt like this was his place. But regardless, I never understood why he was doing any of it, so I was never on board with any of the stuff he was doing, And so by the time we get to... Sorry, bumped the mic. By the time we get to this point where we have this giant payoff, where he has all this live video feed and everything, you're just like, oh, wow, okay, so he did something, so what's going to happen? Then we get nothing, so there was no point to it.
The monster gets him.
Yeah, assuming it was a monster.
Yeah, something gets him.
Yeah.
But
well, we don't even know if it even gets him, right?
Well, and without the information to explain why this trap has to have all these technological components, it just appears to me that he's made a standard snare trap. Right.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Like it's just a few steps above the box with a stick.
Yeah.
a string.
Yeah.
If we had some kind of development to the monster and the story, then we might get an idea as to why this trap is different than just a box.
Right.
We didn't even have to show the monster necessarily, and I guess this suggestion might go against
Read the
your
tape, because
intentions.
they clearly let us see the tape, and I was wondering if do you think that has meaning?
This suggestion...
WJB version 3, third recording.
This suggestion might go against what your intentions were for the film, but I mean, you could have even had a scene where, his workspace is getting rattled by this monster and have it do something really crazy supernatural, and you don't have to show it, but then oh, this is why at least he's it's a threat at least that we know he wants to get rid of, and then we're a little bit more invested in what he's doing.
The thing is, we have no empathetic thread for him or have any investment of any kind other than what he's building. And because there's no payoff to what he's building, that means we now have zero investment in the whole film, right?
Yeah.
The most I felt in the film was at this point when he turned on the monitors. That was the most I felt. I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to see something. We finally get to understand, and then we don't.
Tim, I'm really sorry you had to smoke so many cigars.
Actually, so I really like that about the character. These cigars or cigarettos or weed or whatever. I like that it was something of the character that we got to see come out, because otherwise there's no other.
That's about the only thing, really.
Yeah, there's no other personality other than that. And I kind of like the outfit, and I like the whole kind of steampunk-ish kind of creator kind of thing that's coming out here, and I like what is trying to happen here. Because it's funny, it kind of reminds me of the film that I made a while back called Genesis, where I tried to do this super technological idea, where it's an AI person who's inside of a giant lab or whatever, but I didn't have any of that equipment, so when I put it all together, what I ended up doing was making it just kind of like this, where it looks like haphazard. It's kind of a forgotten place. Everything's just scattered about, and it looks somewhat technological, and I really like that aesthetic. But I don't think it really did anything other than that, because we don't have any reason to invest ourselves in anything.
I didn't like the first half of this, really. It feels very long for a 10-minute movie. It feels like a 20-minute movie.
Yeah,
And-
we did not need that much building montage. Like,
exactly.
that went really long.
Way
It did, yeah,
long.
it did.
And I felt like I saw so many handheld hover shots that I was like starting to lose my mind a little bit. Like my eyes were beginning to hurt.
And there were several unnecessary shots.
Where like the shots were
Could've
like
been
we're,
tightened up.
we're gliding over the plans. And
Yeah, we
stuff.
didn't need to see his feet when he's walking through the woods. That
Yeah.
just didn't make a lot of sense.
That was true. Yeah.
And even suggesting that there was something
Right here.
watching him
that
didn't
watching him.
it didn't really pay off. It just kind of distracted again.
Oh,
yeah, this whole thing right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're
I-
hiding behind a really tiny tree.
I did not even really put that together.
That something was watching him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either at first.
Like I didn't register it in my brain. I think I noticed it unconsciously.
I would have used some sound at least to trigger that he had heard something
Yeah.
and was looking around.
You know why I think that is because we're mixing very long shots in here with very intimate shots. So here's a long shot,
Yeah.
and then a long shot, but it's following. Then another long shot, and then a reveal that something's watching him, but you can only tell that by his face. And then we cut to the long shot again, but now it's from the perspective of something else, apparently. That's what I'm thinking. And this one too, which I'm guessing is the second thing. I don't know. But because we've used these kinds of shots before, they don't seem like
It doesn't feel like you're hopping to a new perspective.
right.
Outside of the the foreground elements.
Exactly. It just feels like the camera person is now on a different angle.
Yeah. Well, it's so weird that this happens because like in retrospect it's painfully obvious. I mean like
That
looking
something's
at it,
watching him.
Yeah, it's obvious. But when I was watching it, I just did not note it.
No, I didn't feel
In
that
my
either.
head,
And I think
you
it's a cinematography thing,
Yeah.
I think it's just not well thought out cinematography.
It's
I
interesting.
really like that reveal actually. Because I like that they actually built this thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I do too. I love movies where they make gadgets
Yeah.
and real set pieces and all
Yeah.
that. So I love that.
Yeah,
And
was
I
really
liked
cool.
when he throws the cigar in and we see it all locked down.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
was pretty cool. I'm so dissatisfied not knowing what it was for.
Yeah, and I really want to hone in on that because there are lots of movies like Hermit that leave us dissatisfied, but in a good way,
Yeah.
you know. And again, in Hermit,
The end of Inception.
yeah, ish.
Well, you just have to make up for it in other places, right?
I think so. You have to make them care.
Yeah.
You have to make
First.
them care. It has to do with character and story development,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
The twists in movies, we often say, bring a different context, build a new context.
yeah, I like to say. Just came up with this. When I say I like to say, I mean I now like saying.
I now like saying,
Instead of twist and tie.
ooh,
Yes, because the twists that actually
Twist tie.
work, the ones that actually work, they take pieces of context that we've already seen throughout the movie and tie them together to give you a new meaning
Yeah.
that you didn't foresee before.
yeah.
Right? It's not just showing you something that you didn't anticipate that make you go, "Oh, I'm surprised."
M. Night Shyamalan,
Yeah, like in Glass.
new Talkies episode, check it out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In Glass, if you've seen the movie, the twist at the end is very much out of nowhere. It's just new information,
It's new information. Yeah,
but it doesn't tie together loose parts that give you a new context.
yeah,
That's what makes your mind explode at a good twist. You go, "Whoa, that ties everything together in a way I didn't see coming."
yeah,
Right? That's what he does correctly in The Sixth Sense.
Mhm.
The end of this film, it's not necessarily meant to be a twist, but a reveal of sorts, didn't answer any questions.
right,
With the entire movie raised questions,
right.
and the end didn't answer a single one. And I think that's where it gets frustrating. Hermit, even though we don't know what is hiding up there in the attic, it does answer a slew of questions as to, or at least possibilities of
Yeah.
what's happening here.
Yeah.
Right, at least
Or
has
at least
gives you-
suggests that something happened.
It makes you interested enough and gives you enough little clues to make you want to figure it out.
Yeah.
And think about it and imagine stuff.
Well, same with Tube.
Yeah.
You know, in Tube, it was built around the fact that there was something that there's a giant question not being answered, and then at the very end, we still don't get an answer. But we now, I think the question switches from what is that thing or what is happening to why is it happening, you know, and I think we saw at that point that guy lost his mind in Tube, and so now we're invested in him more than we are of what.
And Tube, by the way, was our winner of Best Overall Short Film of last year.
Yeah.
So you can go check that out also.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Boy, I think we have quite a few questions.
Probably.
Yeah.
Shall we dive into those now?
You want to start?
Yes. What is this movie about? My first question is like clearly
Catching a Monster.
I guess so, yeah. But clearly you purposefully told a story where you wanted to leave it vague and hold back a lot of details. I don't think that happened on accident.
Right.
So why did you choose to do that?
That'd be my question.
What did you hope an audience would take away from this? What were you hoping they would infer? You left a lot of room for inference. What are you hoping that inference would be? And then could you please fill in the gaps that we're missing? I want to know what this guy is trying to catch, why he wants to catch it, why he is so freaking excited to build this contraption.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to know that, and I guess where this film lands in your filmography, if it's one of your newer films or like one of your first films, or if you've made a few films before it. And I also want to know if you're making anything else, and if this was for. I also want to know what it was for. If it was just for the pure sake of filmmaking, or for school, or for fun.
An assignment or competition.
Assignment, yeah.
I want to know, were you planning to build this thing before you started filming this? Like, was this like was it a film made so that you could build this thing, or did you build it for the film? And are you a person who likes to build stuff? Because it feels like you have a giant workshop that's for this kind of stuff. Yeah.
I love contraptions.
Yeah, that was neat.
I like that a lot.
By far one of the coolest contraption things that I've seen in our shorts.
Probably. Yeah.
And how does this fit into your own filmography, not just chronologically, but thematically? Is this representative of your style? Do you like making films that are a bit more expressionist and that are light on exposition, as this one is? Is that what you hope to go for more?
Also,
yeah.
What are your favorite movies? What do you like to say emulate? I like in for me, I really like to shoot shots that are like in Denis films, Denis Villeneuve. Would be something like yours. What would you connect yours to?
I get a vibe
Primer.
off of this that you're into set design, like interesting set pieces and creations, and so I'd love to see some of your other stuff that you've done, and I hope that you'll send us some more movies.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you for sending us.
Well, he didn't.
Tim
Thank
did.
you, Tim, for sending us someone else's film, what Jack built, and filmmaker's name was Matthew
Mahler.
I threw it.
Well, Matthew
Mahler.
Thank you for sending it for
Letting Tim.
allowing Tim to send us your movie. And in the future, I highly recommend you cast Tim Cox again.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know what
Short
we're gonna.
film roundup legend.
We don't know what we're going to watch next, but I have a heavy feeling that it's going to be from Matthew Mahler. So we're going to see.
What?
We might
Are you
see
serious?
another one. Yeah.
You for reals?
Yeah.
We have another Matthew Mahler film up next?
I'm guessing.
up.
Just guessing.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up, D.
Shut
up. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I was being sarcastic.
I could hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can really feel the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Shut up!
Anyways, guys, have you seen what's down here?
Yeah. Down
Look,
there.
no, I'm serious. Look. Come here.
Holy shit.
Come on. Come check it out. Come on.
I'm going down there. I'm going down there.
Come down.
Holy.
Come on, D.
No, that's fine.
Come on.
It's okay.
It's awesome.
You guys didn't go anywhere. You're just You're just below the table. No, I'm good.